What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, should Anthony Joshua retire from boxing? Now, Anthony Joshua is his own man. He can do whatever he likes. I'm simply a YouTuber giving my 2 cents on the issue. But for what it's worth, I think Anthony Joshua's had a very successful career. Anthony Joshua, a lot of people forget, is a late starter in the game. I believe he started boxing when he was maybe 18. So for Anthony Joshua to go on and have the career that he's had, I don't think many people understand that that is actually quite a phenomenal occurrence. It's not the norm for someone to walk into a boxing gym at 18, competing against people who have probably been boxing their whole life, you know, maybe from as a 5-year-old child, and to go on and become a unified world champion in the heavyweight division. That is a very unprecedented occurrence, and people maybe take that for granted. But we're all human. Has Anthony Joshua reached that point where he should retire? In my opinion, there's one more fight that Anthony Joshua could potentially have. Or there's a couple actually. One of them is Deontay Wilder. So it looked like when Deontay Wilder went and lost to Joseph Parker and it looked like when Deontay Wilder went and lost to Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang that the Anthony Joshua fight was never going to happen. And now Anthony Joshua has gone on to lose to Daniel Dubois. That fight looks like it could happen again. It's never going to be the fight it was when they were both undefeated in terms of sales, public interest, and being honest, probably in terms of the fighter's abilities as well. But it's still a big fight. You got two punchers, and there's an added dynamic now. Both are extremely vulnerable. So that is a fight he could have. Another fight Anthony Joshua could have is the Tyson Fury fight if Tyson Fury loses to Alexander Usyk. I think that is a big fight, even if Fury loses. Now, if Fury wins against Usyk, he could still give a voluntary shot to Anthony Joshua. I believe that for some reason, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fascinates the British public. The British public want to see it. The boxing world seems to want to see it. The boxing industry seems to want to see it. I mean, it's not seems to want to see it. It's because of money. Boxing's a business. But there is public interest and there is interest overall in Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury's past his best as well. And before the Daniel Dubois fight, I was picking Anthony Joshua to probably stop Tyson Fury, but I need to reassess that now. So Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, he's got Tyson Fury that could potentially happen and Deontay Wilder. Some say Dillian Whyte. Does that really generate the public interest? Probably not. So I don't think that's really a viable route to go down. I think Anthony Joshua, if he continues, there are still fights out there for him. Yes, it's potentially dangerous, but people don't get involved in boxing, you know, to completely avoid danger. You can't escape danger in boxing. So I believe there are fights out there for Anthony Joshua, and he shouldn't necessarily retire. But do I believe Anthony Joshua is past his best? Yes, I do. Do I think Anthony Joshua is ever going to recapture his best? Absolutely not, in my opinion. I thought Anthony Joshua may go on to have an Indian summer in his career after rebuilding with Derek James and then Ben Davison. He was showing positive signals, but there was no evidence, but he was showing positive signs, but there was no definitive evidence. So it looked like he might go on to have an Indian summer, you know, this new style, being a bit more conservative, punching through the target a bit more, being a bit more economical, knowing his limitations a bit and working with it, and then utilizing a style that could be overall more effective. But it looks to me like Anthony Joshua's athleticism, has declined, which is normal. I don't think he's completely shot as an athlete, but I think his athleticism has declined. Even his physique. People look at Anthony Joshua's physique when he first started boxing as a pro. Even like during the Klitschko and when he was fighting Carlos Takam, and look at his physique now. He has lost muscle mass. And I'm talking about, because as you get older, your muscle decreases. You lose muscle mass as you get older. So Anthony Joshua's athleticism has gone down, as it naturally does with age. But in order to compensate, if you want to be like James Toney, if you want to be like Floyd Mayweather, if you want to be like, you know, Floyd Mayweather, James Toney, even Evander Holyfield, and you want to be like these older fighters who can, George Foreman even, you want to be, or Larry Holmes, you want to be like these older fighters, or even Vladimir Klitschko, you need to, you know, your athleticism is going to decrease with age, but to compensate with that, you need the foundations and the fundamentals. Anthony Joshua isn't without technical skill, fundamentals or foundations, but because he started boxing so late, there's no escaping it. It doesn't matter. We're not invincible. We're human beings. So you can't. Anthony Joshua started boxing at 18, roughly. What about those missing 10 years to say if he started when he was 8? You can't replace that. That's why he's done so well, in my opinion, considering. But you cannot simply replace 10 years of grounding. He hasn't got the fundamentals to carry on as a heavyweight in his 40s at the top level, in my opinion. He just doesn't have it, and it's not necessarily his fault. It's just a simple fact of life. He walked into a boxing gym at 18. Also, so, you know, athleticism's decreasing. He hasn't got the technical skill, in my opinion, to fall back on to compete at the top level, and also I don't think he has the chin. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not the one being punched by heavyweights, but in terms of heavyweight boxing at the top level, he doesn't have the chin, in my opinion. And that's only going to get worse as he gets older. So that's my opinion. Should he retire? I think it's up to him, but not necessarily in my opinion. There's Wilder, there's Fury, in my opinion, before he then call it a day. I think if he is carrying on, he should only be looking at 2 fights max. And yeah, I think after that he should be looking to retire. But, you know, it's just the opinion of a YouTuber. That's all it is. That's my opinion. That's my analysis. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.